The pallets were kind of weird shaped. One pallet mainly had the wooden panels and the stiffeners and the shaft, and some of the other maybe frame pieces. The other one had more frame pieces and mainly the two channels, with the right channel with the hydraulic unit being the most heaviest. It was about 70 pounds, and it took definitely two people to take it up the stairs at our house. Here we're building out the frame. So this section wasn't that bad. The main difficulty part of this was this X bracing, and just trying to get it to be the same length. You can see that it really helps having a second person here to kind of help hold the tape measure as you're measuring it out and adjusting the lengths so that they are exactly the same. So after this, you kind of add in the front pieces to support it and lift it, and then you can start adding the channel. So that's the right channel with the hydraulic unit, and then you can add the lower shaft, and then once the lower shaft is added, you can add the left channel. So once that's been attached to the bottom and then lifted onto the frame, you can add the back guard. So all this section, you can see I'm doing by myself. It's not that bad. This next part, adding the top shaft, definitely is two people work, and adding that top guard also is definitely two people, and like the instructions say, is the most awkward part, especially with our height restrictions on our ceiling, made it really difficult. Next, you kind of take a look at the hydraulic unit and add the chain there and make sure it's tightened correctly. I also added the display and some magnets that help, and a sensor to help make the display work. The chains, very interesting. The left chain wasn't that bad. The right chain took a lot more work. And you add these springs in the back that tension against these chains. Then you add one panel with a stiffener on it and run it through the entire system just to make sure there's no binding, that your chains are aligned properly from left to right so that the board is even. This is actually putting together the stiffeners and the board. You can see the kind of T-nut threaded holes that are welded into the stiffeners. It definitely helps having two people. As my son helping me put these on. This process of adding all of the panels and stiffeners took us about 2.5 hours to do. And we even were, me and my son were working in one room putting them on, and my daughter and wife were working in the other room putting them together. So they recommend that you actually do all of them except for the last three, and the last three are a little more awkward. And then you leave the last one off until you've actually put some holds on and make sure it works correctly before you put that last one on, because it's a little bit easier to get to. So this is our test run on the unit. We're making sure that it's moving correctly, moving smoothly, that when my son's feet get to the bottom, it actually stops moving, and that mechanism is working correctly, that the display is working. And I had tested some of these things beforehand, but this is just kind of the final run-through test before you put that last panel on to make sure things are working, because again, like I said, getting that panel on and off, you have to go through a special access door on the side things, and it's just a little more cumbersome. So here I'm putting that last panel back on, and it's ready to go.